Taliban towards the poppy farming, and do the Taliban collaborate with drug traffickers?
Oh yes, that's a good question. In the environment that the Taliban are, they're collaborating with anyone that is undermining the government, rule of law, and the emergence of, a strong government. And that includes drug traffickers, because, of course, the money that they make from drugs corrupts the government and undermines rule of law and governance. And as well as also, of course, finance their activities. The Taliban gets some 10%. I think that equals to about under $20 million a year from drug taxes, by protecting poppy fields and as well as protecting drug smugglers. They get that figure to basically finance their activities on the one hand, but also they benefit from the fact that the drugs, of course, criminalizes Afghanistan's economy and undermines rule of law and security. It's part of the vicious circle. So it's a win-win situation for the Taliban, and so they do collaborate with drug traffickers in terms of protecting their poppy fields and as well as protecting smuggling of drugs out of Afghanistan, and as well as smuggling in precursor chemicals that is needed to produce heroin in Afghanistan. And over the past 2 years, more and more heroin has been made inside Afghanistan, because the more they purify it inside and turn it into heroin in Afghanistan, the easier it is to smuggle it out and sell it in the regional and then increasingly in Eastern Europe, Central Europe, and Western Europe.
But what I don't understand, would not narcotics be alien to the Taliban philosophy?
It is not. Of course, it was one of their major sources of financial support before international re-engagement.
But how do they justify it?
Well, they justified it because it is un-Islamic. They think that in Afghanistan people don't use drugs. It is not our problem. It is a problem in the West. It's their youth. It is, it's basically a weapon in our arsenal to fight. And so that's why they were justifying its production and cultivation when they were ruling Afghanistan. The only time that they cracked down on drugs was when they sensed that if they did that, then they might be offered diplomatic recognition. And also because at the time they produced too much and the stocks were full, the price had fallen down. And so they cut down on production to push up the price, like just, the issue of oil, that when there's a lot of production, they cut down production for prices to go up. So that was a market strategy, and as well as also as an incentive to the UN to recognize the Taliban regime back then. But then and now it is part of their strategy to destabilize Afghanistan.